Hi guys, happy Friday night, start of our weekend, yay. Here's what we've got going tonight. A full case of Bowman Chrome HTA, which is basically the jumbo. And of course that doesn't have any base in it, that's all hits, which is awesome. And then we have a half case of 2017 Panini Prizm Football. So that's what we have on tap tonight. We are going to do the Bowman Chrome Baseball first because in comparison to the Prizm Football, it's a much faster break. So we're not going to make our baseball folks wait through that half case break of Prizm Football, and we'll just start out with our Bowman Chrome. So let's take a look at the spreadsheet for that. This is 12 boxes of 2017 Bowman Chrome Baseball. That is HTA or the Jumbo. This is a full case break. It is break number 4 of the Bowman Chrome HTA. So our eBay end date, of course, was tonight, the 27th. Our live stream schedule also tonight, Friday, 10/27 at 10:30 Eastern. And you'll see we have our team names on the left, winning bidders across from it on the right-hand side. I do know a couple of people, or actually a person with a couple of items, said that they were having trouble with the invoicing. So I did try to uncombine and recombine that. It was showing the correct combined shipping total on my side, but apparently the person on the opposite side wasn't seeing that. I do know sometimes that happens with the app, just as an FYI. For some reason, the app doesn't always play well with manually combined invoices. So if you are ever using the app and you run across that problem, you can always just use the browser on your mobile device to navigate to ebay.com, and when you get to the website, it should show the correct combined total that way, or of course from a desktop or a laptop. I don't really know what makes it do that, but I have had more than one person tell me that when they try to use the app, that's what happens sometimes. Is it just won't, they won't see the combined total that I can see. It'll still show them the full-on total, which is kind of weird, but who knows? Apps do their own things sometimes. Hi, Nicholas Bowers. How are you tonight? Are you in Prizm or are you in HTA? You know what? I just had the spreadsheet up and still don't remember. And you guys probably just noticed there that I changed the focus. And that is because I like to look at our cards up close and personal without all that pesky zooming in and out. So I adjust the focus at the start of every break. And of course you guys have probably, most everybody that's in the Bowman Chrome break has probably done an HTA break before. So you know what we're going to find in here. It's a lot of packaging. Inside each box is a pack. Inside the pack is a plastic box. And then finally inside the plastic box we will find our 3 autographed cards. So it is all hits. There's no base cards in the HTA, so we're all about the money cards. Oh, you're in Prizm tonight. All right, cool. Well, that makes me feel a little bit better then, that I didn't just overlook you on the and not notice it on the spreadsheet for Bowman Chrome. But honestly, sometimes I have a tendency to forget sometimes who's matched up, whose real name is matched up with what eBay username. So shipping for everything that we are opening tonight, Bowman Chrome and the Prizm Football, I'm guessing is probably going to be Tuesday. And there's a slight possibility that Bowman Chrome will get out a little sooner than that, mainly because it's a super quick sort. And if you already have a package coming for something, and this is sorted, I can just boom, pop it right in there. But Prizm, of course, that's a big sort, and I've got a couple of other breaks ahead of it yet to sort, so that's less likely to go out before probably Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday. A couple could maybe slide into Wednesday, but I hope not. I hope everything's out by Tuesday. I know this takes forever to get everything out of here. That's, you know, once everything comes out of all this packaging, it's a super quick break. The longest part of it's just getting everything out of here. This is actually the last of the Bowman Chrome that I have on hand. And I don't really know if I'm going to get more or not because we've got so much other stuff coming out. Of course, we're going to open National Treasures Baseball on Sunday. It came out, did it come out just this week? I guess it did. I've kind of lost track of what came out this week already so quickly. And of course, next week we have 5-star baseball coming out. I've got Bowman High Tech that came out this week to break that hasn't been listed yet. And then we've got Archive Signature Series Active Players Edition. It also came out Wednesday, so we've got that yet to break. And even a little bit more Topps Jumbo Update Series on hand. So if I do get more Chrome, it'll probably be a little bit down the road since we've got so much other stuff coming up and just releasing and all that. Oh, you are right about that, Nicholas. This is still faster than Prizm. You got that right. That's actually why I decided to do this one first, so these guys didn't have to wait through, you know, a half case break of Prizm when their break is really pretty quick as a whole. It's just, you know, you kind of just wish, like, that they would have maybe just put these little boxes directly in the main box instead of also having them in the pack. It just seems like, I don't know, one more thing to open, but I'm sure they wanted it to have a good presentation. And of course, I guess it's not as interesting to open up the box and just see a little plastic box without a pack inside there. And then, of course, gosh, tomorrow we're going to start opening some of the 17-18 basketball as well. Hoops came out. I had a bunch of stuff come out this week, like a lot of stuff. And, of course, it all comes out, you know, right when I'm going to be tied up with stuff for a few days. So I'm going to take a few days off from breaking because I've got some other stuff going on. And then when we get back to it, we will be gangbusters. We'll have so much stuff waiting to go. Hi, Claw Ninja. How are you? I haven't seen you on chat in a while. What's happening, my friend? You say free supplies. Yeah, I don't know. I've gotten stacks of these little plastic boxes from opening, of course, all the HTA, but I don't know. I don't really want to ship in these necessarily because, man, post office can be rough on stuff. I have had, actually, in the last, well, we had one that just happened this week. And before that, I had another one that happened about, well, it was right around the time my grandma died because I remember getting a message about it when I was on the way to the funeral. So that would have been first part of September. So in the last, we'll say 60 days, I've had 2 packages that the post office just mangled. I mean, like half the package gone. And of course, by the time it gets to where it's supposed to go, all the contents have come out as well. So I don't really trust these little boxes in there. And I've also switched to some, it's not Tyvek, but it's like a poly mailer. So I'm using, if it's more than just a handful of cards, I've switched to the poly mailer and see if it'll help with that problem. Of course, I guess 2 out of the thousands of packages I ship every month is not terrible, but I'd rather it be 0 that get damaged. I mean, it looks like it got caught in machinery, to be honest. I mean, it is just torn all to pieces. But such are the hazards of shipping. I've shipped things, I've been on eBay 20 years. I've shipped all kinds of things, not just trading cards. And over the years, you'd be amazed at sometimes how things come back to you. All right, let's get a few little sleeves out here and start taking a look at what we have got. Andrew Kalika for the Indians, first out, unnumbered. For the Padres, a little Manny Margot, and that is, I gotta move this cord. Hang on one second, sorry. When I move the cord, it sometimes moves the camera, so I'm trying to be like super careful and not give us a view of the ceiling like we had last night when I knocked the whole tripod over. The Padres, that is a refractor, of course, you saw that. It is numbered to 499 as a result. And I think I did hit the camera ever so slightly. We'll try to slide it back. Keegan Aiken for the Orioles, that also a refractor to 499. You sell stuffed animals. Yeah, those would ship okay, I would think. Yes. Oh, yeah, I'm telling you what, Nicholas. Hi, Dan. How are you? Yeah, I've had them torn up inside top loaders before too, Nicholas, but then in those cases, it didn't completely destroy the package, but it did like bend or damage cards through the sleeve and the top loader and the bubble mailer and the whole deal. So, I mean, I don't sometimes know what they're doing to these things. That one was for the Diamondbacks. Oh, here comes a nice one. How about a little Gurriel for the Blue Jays, but nice low number on that to 50, 27 of 50. I saw the Blue Jay and I saw the gold, and I thought we might have Bo Bichette, but still, that's still a nice little hit. A redemption coming out, and you know what? That's going to be a White Sox because we've looked up Jamison Fisher a few times now. But you also know that I will go to the checklist and verify that before we finish up the break. Max Schrock for the Oakland A's. That one is not numbered. Yeah, I mean, I definitely put some stuff in priority boxes too. But I also, when I use these poly mailers, a lot of times, if it's very many cards, I'm bubble wrapping inside of a bubble mailer, like double bubble wrapping. Carson Kelly for the Cardinals, that, of course, on one of the Bowman Scouts top 100 inserts, and it is numbered to 150. I mean, considering the volume of stuff that I ship, I guess it's pretty good to have only had 2 things damaged in like 6 months, but those 2 just happened to be in the last 60 days. Trevor Clifton for the Cubs to 150. Well, I should say 2 envelopes that were completely destroyed. I have had a couple of other things this year that, as you say, got damaged inside their top loader, but the whole package didn't get busted up. And another Jamison Fisher. So there's a pair of those coming out. So once again, we have to say, hey, you don't sort very well, Topps, or randomize very well. Ronaldo Lopez for the White Sox in a refractor to 499. I gotta get some more sleeves out. Kind breaks, we did pull a nice Bellinger orange parallel to 25 a couple nights ago. But it wasn't out of the HTA. It was out of the regular case of Bowman Chrome. It was a redemption for sure, though, yes. For the Pirates, that one unnumbered. Next out for the Brewers, a little Josh Hader, who is also going to be unnumbered. Chris Paddock. We seem to pull him a lot, especially in the HTA for some reason. Chris Paddock for the Padres, unnumbered. Felix for the Twins. Been on a little run with Felix lately, too, it seems like. Yeah, that Bellinger, you know what? And the Dodgers had 3 hits in total in that break, which, and for one of them to be the Bellinger orange to 25 was pretty amazing. Isaiah White for the Reds. I think that might be the same break where I think we pulled the Senzel out of, the Nick Senzel out of there as well. And I've opened maybe 15 cases of Chrome or something, HTA and regular combined. I think I've pulled 3 Senzels. And another Cincinnati Red following Isaiah White, we have Vladimir Gutierrez, also unnumbered. No, we had the gold, and that's really, we haven't had much color, you're right. We've had several refractors, but just the one gold. Diaz for the Dodgers to 499. More of our little white inserts there. Anthony K for the Mets. That one is not numbered. Here's a little color. And, oh boy, why do I never remember the name of this pattern? Is this one Mojo? I don't know. It might be. It is Ryan Howard for the Giants, the blue parallel to 150. And maybe that's called the Mojo pattern. Superfractor and X-Fractor are the only ones I ever absolutely always remember the name of the pattern. Javier for the Twins in our green parallel to 99. Oh, hey, Marty Marr. Yeah, that was your Bellinger. That is, you did. You had 3 hits in there. 3 Dodgers hit in that break. Actually just packed all that up today, but I did not make the post office before they closed, so I didn't get the label printed. Tomas Nido for the Mets. So it'll go out tomorrow, Marty Marr. I had a lot of stuff packaged. I got labels printed. I got a lot of stuff out today, too. But I also had probably another 30 things packed that I ran out of time to print the labels. You know I'm not going to say that right. Tejeda, and that's not it, but it's close. For the Rangers, unnumbered. And the Rangers again. Little Tavares, refractor to 499. We seem to be pulling out. We pulled out back-to-back Rangers, back-to-back Reds, back-to-back White Sox. Yeah, so Topps, once again, the stellar job of randomizing. Cole Stobbe for the Phillies in our blue parallel to 150. Pirates. Gage again. Another, this one is a refractor to 499. I don't remember if the first one was a refractor. But of course, you know we are gonna go through and recap our hits, so we'll find out shortly. Francisco Mija. It's not right. I know it's not right. Mija. Yeah, whatever. For the Indians. Mija. It's not Mija, and it's not Mejia. Yeah, something like that. Max Schrock for the A's to 150 in the blue parallel. And I hear it, and I see it spelled phonetically, and I never, ever pronounce it right still. Heath Quinn for the Giants, unnumbered. Whoops. For the Phillies, again, another Cole Stobbe. For the Mariners, blue, what I think is the Mojo pattern, Braden Bishop to 150. And if it's not the Mojo pattern, well, You can see the pattern, so you guys know what it is, even if I'm calling it the wrong thing, but hopefully I'm calling it the right thing. Topps, thankfully, doesn't have as many patterns as Panini. Can't ever remember them all at Panini. Jose Azocar for the Tigers, unnumbered. I think this is Valoria. Yeah, coming out for the Royals. Pull him a lot out of Bowman Chrome lately. Griffin Jacks for the Twins. Griffin is not numbered. Albert Abreu, refractor for the Yankees to $4.99. And you know who we did not pull tonight? We didn't pull either Sanchez. Jose Azocar for the Tigers in the purple parallel to $2.50. The Sanchez are always like feast or famine, right? And HTA especially. I don't notice it as much in the regular cases, but in the HTA cases, if you find one, you find the other. So, you know, you either find them both or you find none. Seems to be the way that's been rolling lately. All right, give me 1 second here while I pull up our checklist over on Topps. And as many times as we pulled Jamison Fisher, I'm, you know, pretty certain he's a White Sox, but I always pull it up on the checklist to make sure. So give me a hot second here while I get that loaded on the Topps website. And are both of these just, yeah, they're both just Chrome Prospect autographs and same card set on both. So this should not take us too awfully long. Mostly just the amount of time it takes me to scroll down here and get to it. And there is Mr. Jamison Fisher, and he is listed on there as a White Sox, as we expected. And of course, I'm writing on the sleeve. I'm not writing on the redemption. I used to, and somebody lost their mind over it, so I don't do that anymore. We don't want anybody freaking out on something that can be so easily adjusted. All right, so Jamison Fisher redemption for the White Sox. Another Jamison Fisher redemption for the White Sox. Chris Paddock, Padres. Josh Hader, Brewers. Gage Hens, Pirates. Ronaldo Lopez, another White Sox, that one a refractor to $4.99. Trevor Clifton for the Cubbies. Blue parallel to $1.50. Carson Kelly in our Bowman Scouts Top 100 insert. That one is a sticker auto, and it is to $1.50. Max Schrock for the A's. Lourdes Gurriel for the Blue Jays. That one is nice, low number to 50, 27 of 50. D-backs. I don't know why I turned that one over. It's not numbered, and I knew that, but habit. Keegan Aiken for the Orioles. That one refracts, and it is to $4.99. Manny Margot for the Padres. That one refracts, and it is to $4.99. Andrew Kalika for the Indians. Jose Azocar, purple parallel for the Tigers to $2.50. Albert Abreu, refractor to $4.99. Yankees. Griffin Jacks, Twins. Valoria, Royals. Jose Azocar again for the Tigers. Braden Bishop, Blue Mojo to $1.50 for the Mariners. Cole Stobbe, Phillies. Heath Quinn, Giants. Max Schrock for the A's, Blue Mojo to $1.50. Francisco Mija, not pronounced that way, for the Indians. Gage Hens for the Pirates, refractor to $4.99. Here is Cole again for the Phillies, that in the blue, refractor to $1.50. Tavares for the Rangers, refractor to $4.99. Tejeda for the Rangers. Nito for the Rangers. Javier for the Twins in the nice green parallel to $99. Ryan Howard, Blue Mojo to 150 for the Giants. Anthony K for the Mets. Diaz for the Dodgers, refractor to 499. Gutierrez for my Cincinnati Reds. Isaiah White for my Cincy Reds. And Felix Jorge for the Twins. I know, Marty Marr. You guys tell me every time, like, phonetically how it's pronounced. I hear other people pronounce it. I cannot spit it out. Like, every time I say it wrong. I say Mija, and it is not Mija. And I see it's supposed to be Mejia. And I, like, right now, because I see it there, I will remember it. You ask me that 5 minutes from now, and I'm going to be right back to Mija, which I know is wrong. But yet, I have a mental block about it. I don't know, guys. Anyway, thank you very much. I know baseball folks are probably getting ready to buzz out of here. So, guys, thank you. I appreciate you. And girls, ladies, everybody. I appreciate you breaking with me, bidding with me, keeping me company in chat, and phonetically spelling out names for me. Always breaking something interesting. So I hope I'll see you guys again on a future break. In the meantime, we're getting ready to bust into some Prizm football. Of course, we did a half case earlier in the week of the first off the line, but because it was technically kind of a different thing, we did a first off the line break number 1. This is our regular Prizm, so it's also number 1 because it's the regular version. So this is 6 boxes of 2017 Panini Prizm Football half case break number 1. It also, of course, ended tonight, our live stream schedule tonight. Teams on the left, winning bidders across from it on the right-hand side. We'll buzz down through here for a minute and let everybody get a chance to see their name in lights across from their team. And since this is a brand new case, here's what's going to happen. Many of you have bid with me before, so you know how this works. But if you haven't done a break with me before, when we bust into a new case, I typically take all of the boxes out, which is what I'm going to do right now. This is a kind of an awkwardly sized case. It's a weird shape. And then we'll number the boxes on the end. And then we'll go into random.org. And random will tell us which 6 we open tonight versus which 6 we open in break number 2. That way we don't have to, this I don't think this has any specific case hits in it. I don't remember any specific case hits being in it anyway. But nonetheless, it just makes it completely, utterly, totally random as to what comes out in any given break. And I like to be transparent with things. I don't want there to be any kind of like somebody's thinking, oh, they knew what's something, all the good stuff came out of the first break, or, you just never know what somebody might think. So it's easier just to do it like this. I got to find somewhere to stack all these boxes. Good grief. They're really odd size boxes that Prizm's in this year. That's what makes the case odd and everything else. So, So let's get these numbered on the end first. At least they gave us a nice light colored side on one of the sides so we could number easily. Now we're going to buzz over here into random and pop all these in. And basically, I don't see any need to do random multiple times on this task. So we're going to pop in all 12 numbers. We'll hit random 1 time. Whatever 6 numbers come up first will be the ones that we open up tonight. And I better write these down because I won't retain some of them probably. So we have 3, 7, 1, 2, 10, and 11. So 1, 2, 3, 7, 10, 11. Right? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 7, 10, 11. All right. Well, the 1, 2, 3, that's easy. I like that. I like it when they're all in a row and there's less stuff to move around. 7. Gotta move these others out of the way. We don't need 8 or 9. We do need 10 and 11, and we don't need 12. And we have, okay, Dan Hansen is looking for Leonard Fournette and Christian McCaffrey in this break. And then we have Nicholas is saying he's looking for Juju and TJ Watt. So we'll have to see what we can do to deliver that for you guys. Had somebody send me a message earlier, too, that they were looking for Amara Darbaugh. And good grief, I pull Amara Darbaugh all the time out of 2017 football. Like, I can hardly think of a break where I don't pull Amara Darbaugh. The guy is in everything. He must have signed 7,000 stickers because kid is everywhere. So, you know, I'd say we have a reasonable chance of finding him anyway. So we should find in here, in each of these boxes, we're going to have 3 autograph hits. We will also find a ton of prisms. Like, it seems, honestly, to me, like more than normal. At least what we opened on Monday night, the first off the line stuff, probably half of the cards, you know, were refractors, which Topps calls refractors and Panini calls prisms. So you'll probably find that I bounce around back and forth. Half the time I'll call it a refractor and half the time I'll call it a prism. But anyway, you guys know what it is when you see the happy little rainbow of colors hit it. But there's a lot of them this year, way more than I remember in past years. We should also find, of course, beyond our 3 autographs, we should find a handful of numbered parallels in each of our boxes as well. I got some kind of crud on my break mat there, some like piece of something. I don't know what that was, dust or wrapper or something. Something interesting, anyway. Aaron Donald for the Rams. There is our first numbered parallel. That one is numbered to 49. And I tell you what, I'm going to get out a big old pile of sleeves right now so that is one less thing I've got to dig around for as we go along. And now we're going to have a bunch of refractors going to come out right here in a row. I imagine this will be just like it was the other night in our first off the line. So we had D.D. Westbrook, now we have Cooper Kupp, Rashard Matthews, Ted Ginn Jr., and then a little advertising card. We're going to find a bunch of those. And then we back to base for a minute. Our first hit looks like it is coming out. We're getting you a hit for the Panthers, but you know what? It's not who you wanted. We got Curtis Samuel to 99 in the, oh boy, here we go with me trying to remember pattern names again. That might be called the scope pattern, but I'm not 1,000% sure that that's the correct name of that pattern. But it is a nice little green parallel. Yeah, the rookies are often refractors in here. You're right, Dan. There's also lots of, not lots, but there's also a fair amount of veteran refractors in here. Elijah Hood, D'Angelo Yancey, Phillip Rivers, and Drew Brees refractors. And I hit the camera, didn't I? Yes, I did. So it was called Scope. Hey, I did remember one. I did get one right. Yay. They have so many pattern names that I have a hard time retaining them, particularly with Panini, because there are so many. Aaron Jones for the Pack. That is one we'd like to find a signature on. Nice low number, 5 of 10 in the gold parallel. And we have a Tom Brady in the blue parallel to 199. And then we're going to have a bunch more refractors. Robert Davis, Chad Hansen, Cole Beasley, T.Y. Hilton, another little advertising card, and then we're back to base. Orange parallel, Antonio Brown for my Pittsburgh Steelers, numbered to 275. Brad Kaya, Marlon Mack, Jordan Howard, and Pierre Garçon. Whoops. And a little 18% off advertising card. Yeah, 18% off at the NFL shop means it's still overpriced by about 72%. So, just roughly. Deonta Foreman for the Texans in one of our inserts, which of course also refracts rookie introductions. I think all of the rookie introductions refract, if I remember correctly. Donnell Pumphrey for the Eagles, numbered to 275, orange parallel. Myles Garrett, Evan Ingram, Julian Edelman, Jordy Nelson, all refract. Couple of base cards. Seeing Joe Flacco go by, man, he got drilled the other day. I'm assuming you guys saw that. It was, whew, yeah. Dalvin Cook for the Vikings. Cool looking insert. And man, that kid was on track to do something special this year too until he got sidelined. Matt Forte with the Jets. That is to 149. Hopefully Dalvin will come back good as new next year because he looks like he's going to be pretty solid. Joe Mixon for the Bengals. There's a Fournette, rookie refractor. Duke Johnson, Jamie Collins, back to the base, Tom Brady. Well, ask and ye shall receive. Here comes your Juju Smith-Schuster. How about that? Yeah, a nice little hit for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Because Juju is getting it, man. He is on it. Now, of course, you saw that's not numbered, but still a nice little hit. And exactly the player you asked for in chat. So there you go. Tease Tabor for the Lions. Gerard Davis, Lions. Frank Gore, Colts. Terrell Suggs, Ravens. And back to our base. Demarius Thomas, Purple Cracked Ice for the Broncos. Numbered to 75. Marshawn Lattimore, Corey Davis, Will Fuller, and Quincy for the Jets. A little Zeke, Illumination insert for the Cowboys. Not numbered, but I like the Illumination card. I kind of like the tie-dye sort of look it has. I think that's pretty cool little insert. Marcus May for the Jets, numbered to 199. I've got my sleeves coming out of there upside down. I don't know what I've done. TJ Watt, rookie refractor. Deonta Foreman, Michael Crabtree, Eli Manning. And if you didn't happen to be tuned in earlier when I was talking about it, I expect this stuff is most likely going to ship on Tuesday. If I can get it to you sooner than that, I will. Wednesday would be the latest, but my hope is it goes out Tuesday or sooner. Derrick Henry for the Titans to $1.99. I hear my cat downstairs having a hairball. I'm guessing you guys probably heard that too. It was quite loud. Means I'm going to have a big mess to clean up after the break. Ryan Sweetser for the Cowboys. Adam Shaheen for the Bears. Terrence Williams, Cowboys. Vic Beasley Jr. for the Falcons. Jordan Leggett for the Jets. That one is not numbered either. And you know, I've got quite a bit, we've got a bunch more Prizm to break, but it will not break for a week or so because I am taking a few days away from breaking to get, I got some stuff coming up and I don't have time to do the breaking in between because I'm going to be on the road in the daytime. Malik Hooker for the Colts. Jamal Adams for the Jets. Mike Evans, Bucks. I don't know why I'm flipping those over. I know they're not numbered. Eric Decker for the Titans. I don't think we have any new football coming out next week that I remember anyway. Franco Harris for my Pittsburgh Steelers. Oh, Leggett is from Florida, near where you live. Oh, that's cool. Oh, why can't I get the sleeve open? Elijah McGuire for the Jets, purple cracked ice, numbered 275. Malachi Dupree, Isaiah Ford, a little Dak Prescott refractor, nice. C.J. Anderson. And that was box 1. We'll recap, of course, all of our autographs at the end of the break. But we did all right in that one. I was happy to pull the Juju Smith-Schuster. I'm really big on that kid. I mean, I was high on that kid before the season started, and he is really, he's actually probably playing even a little bit better than I thought he would be at this stage. But as a whole, I was really happy with the Steelers rookie class this year when I saw the draft. And so far, so good. So far, they're living up to expectations. My expectations, anyway. I guess can't speak for anybody else's, but... yeah, the Curtis Samuel is a nice hit. You know, and we pull him so much, probably pull, what, 3 or 4 Curtis Samuels for every one Christian McCaffrey, it seems like. Because Curtis Samuel is another one that just comes out all the time, as does D.D. Westbrook. Pull him an awful lot. Oh, yeah, Watt is incredible, man. That kid is crazy good. And I wasn't, you know, like I had high hopes for him. I had heard good things about him. I hadn't seen him play a lot in college, but I'd seen, of course, some highlights and things. And I was happy that we drafted him, and I thought he was going to be good. But I had no idea he was going to be as good as he is. I mean, kid has been awesome. And, of course, I like Bud Dupree as well on the other side, because Bud came out of the University of Kentucky, which is where I went to college. So I was happy that we drafted Bud a couple years ago. And, of course, Bud and James Harrison were excellent. And now you've got Bud and TJ working in tandem. And anytime you have James Harrison as, like, the third best option, you know, you got a couple of good players in there. But, yeah, the kid's been great. Really, really nice so far. Tell you what, I'm going to scoot these back a little bit. They're kind of, they're in my space. Sam Bradford for the Vikings to $275. Hi, Tyler 101. How are you? You pulled 2 different Samuels out of Phoenix last weekend. Yeah, Samuels has been everywhere. Jonathan Allen. There's a Juju refractor. Tyrell Williams and Kenny Stills. Back to the base. Tariq Cohen, our first hit out of this box for the Bears. Tariq is unnumbered. Christian McCaffrey refractor, speaking of. Josh Malone, Brandon Cooks, and Vic Beasley. Another green scope, Alan Hearns for the Jags, numbered to 99. Adoree Jackson, Alvin Kamara, C.J. Mosley, Travis Kelce, refractors. Antonio Brown, Rise Up insert. See a little Chesson coming up behind us here for the Chiefs. Numbered to, flip it upside down every time. Numbered to 275 in the orange parallel. Nathan Peterman, Joe Williams, Joe Flacco, Amir Abdullah. Instant Impact, Pat Mahomes. And if Alex Smith keeps playing the way he's been playing, then Pat Mahomes isn't going to see the field for a little while. I don't think anybody was expecting Alex to play as well as he's been playing this year. Not that he's ever been bad, but I mean, he's playing better than I think, well, most of us thought anyway. Ryan Sweetser for the Cowboys to 49 in our red parallel. Josh Reynolds, Ardarius Stewart, Larry Fitzgerald, Le'Veon Bell, who's back on track. Jared Cook, numbered to 25 for the Raiders. Raiders were an unusually low buy-in tonight. So that probably pays for the Raiders buy-in right there. Geno Atkins for the Bengals to 199. Tre'Davious White, Solomon Thomas, Robbie Anderson, and T.Y. Hilton. A little Emmitt Smith insert, Super Bowl MVPs. Looks like we've got a hit coming for the Eagles. Donnell Pumphrey, numbered 275 with a little purple cracked ice. Which, you know, cracked ice in Contenders and the other series are always numbered to like 25, but yet in Prizm they are numbered higher. 75. That is one thing I wish Panini would do more like Topps, as in, you know, certain colors are always numbered to a certain thing, and like cracked ice would always be to 25 or whatever. Noah Brown, Jamal Williams, Ty Montgomery, Eric Decker. And I hit the camera again, didn't I? I was trying to reach over there and grab that screen because I was getting ready to take a little snooze, and you have to tap it ever so often. And this camera's on a tripod that if you touch it or the cord, it just goes crazy. Larry Csonka for the Dolphins. Hall of Fame insert. Dede Westbrook for the Jags to 149. Muhammad. Now the other screen's going to sleep. McKenzie. Antonio Gates. Eli Manning. Solomon Thomas coming out for the 49ers. Not numbered on that one. And these have all been sticker autos, by the way. I don't know if I said that at any point, but so far I think everything we've pulled has been a sticker auto. Sidney Jones, Carlos Henderson, Jadeveon Clowney, Drew Brees. Patrick Peterson for the Cardinals, red parallel to 49. I see a little Kareem Hunt refractor coming up next for the Chiefs. Zay Jones, Allen Hurns, Allen Robinson. These as a whole, though, these are laying flatter than they have in years past. So that's a plus. Many of you, I'm sure you know, on Prizm, one of the things that's always been so annoying about them, as soon as you take them out of the pack, they kind of curve and bow up in the middle. As soon as they come out of the compression, they're not curving up and bowing up nearly as much this year. That is to 199 on the Terrell Pryor for the Redskins. Jeremy McNichols, Marcus May, Chris Hogan, Andrew Luck. Matt Stafford for the Lions to 149. Derek Barnett, David Moore, Matt Ryan, Jeremy Langford. And I'm going to actually take our base before we open the next box. I'm going to move it off to the right. There are mats over to my right-hand side as well. That is kind of my little sorting and staging area. So the cards always stay on a mat, but I just don't like those stacks back there to get too high or too plentiful, because it's just too easy to have something knock into them or whatever. I just prefer to keep them over there on their little shorter stacks on their sorting mat. Always look forward to Prizm every year. Prizm is one of my favorite sets from Panini. I probably should have bought more of it than I did. I just have a couple cases, and then we had, of course, the first off the line stuff. But we'll have enough to open for a little while anyway. Yeah, I agree. They are nice cards. I just, the design for Prizm is usually a design that I like. And some of the other, there's none of the Panini stuff that I would just look at and say, ugh, like I don't like it at all. But there are definitely some designs that I like better than others. And Prizm is one of the designs that I just always think is a nice, clean looking design. And over the years, they've gotten better in the sense that, like I said, they don't really bow up as much anymore. They're not, likely to get scratched and things. The coating is different. And, they've obviously over the years, they've made changes to it. 2012, I think, was the first year it came out in football. Curtis Martin. And it's definitely, you know, in the 5 years that they've had it, it gets a little bit better every year. Mike Glennon to 275. Just, you know, in terms of like the minor stuff like I'm talking about, like the not bowing up and the coating being different and things like that. David Moore, Jeremy McNichols, Mike Evans, Pierre Garçon. Yeah, I like Spectrum Black Gold too, for sure. I mean, Spectra is hard to argue with ever. Spectra is always a nice card set. That's to 149 on the Chris Godwin for the Bucks. And Black Gold, I'll agree with you. Black Gold, it's so basic, but yet that's what I like about it. It's a nice, clean look. Ardarius Stewart, Noah Brown, Julian Edelman, C.J. Anderson. In fact, I've got to get back to, we've got to get back to opening up some black gold, some 20, I know I've still got 2016 black gold around here, and I don't know if I have any more 2014 or not. I'll have to double check on that. But I need to get back to that, and we need to get back to opening some autographed full-size helmets and jerseys and all that jazz, too. That's to 99 on the Brandon Marshall for the Giants. Josh Malone, Josh Reynolds, Duke Johnson, Terrell Suggs. Jeremy Hill for the Bengals in the red parallel. Flipped it the wrong way again. Numbered to 49. Well, I do like Impeccable for sure. I like Immaculate too. Flawless, you know, personally, for my personal taste, Flawless is not my total favorite design. I mean, for sure it's a nice card, but it's not my personal favorite. Alvin Kamara for the Saints, Christian McCaffrey, Rashard Matthews, Quincy Enunwa. National Treasures, of course, also. You know, like who doesn't love National Treasures? It's awesome. Curtis Samuel again for the Panthers. You got a pair of Curtis Samuels tonight so far. Pat Mahomes, Derek Barnett, Aaron Donald, Eli Manning. And a little MVP Tom Brady for the Patriots with his long hair in that picture. So that picture's a few years old. May as well get our next hit there. Sidney Jones to 149 for the Eagles. And guys, can you see this? This has been crunched like in the top of the pack. I'm assuming you can see all those ridges right there on that card. You know how they crimp the top of the pack? This card got crimped along with the edge of the pack. So Sidney Jones for the Eagles, numbered to 149, but unfortunately also crimped the whole way. Obviously more noticeable on the back than the front, but you're going to feel it and see it because it's super, super obvious. That's one that I would probably consider reaching out to Panini customer service and asking them to replace, because that's, you know, that's not good. That's not good when and that's not the first time I've pulled one out that they've caught in the edge of the pack and crimped like that, but that's, it's been a while since I pulled one out like that. Mike Williams, Raquan McMillan, Tyrann Mathieu, T.Y. Hilton. So if I were you, I mean, if that were my card, I think I probably would contact Panini and ask to have it replaced. Antonio Brown on the Rise Up insert. Kenny Golladay to 149. Yeah, they do typically replace them. Sometimes you have to wait a really long time. That's the downside. Zay Jones for the Bills, Adoree Jackson, Jordan Howard, Josh Doxson. That's why usually if it's like not a huge flaw, if it's my own card, I just keep it and go on. But that's why I'm saying that one. If that were my card, I would send that one in and just wait however long it takes. Rob Gronkowski to 275, orange parallel for the Patriots. Joe Williams, a second Kareem Hunt, Michael Crabtree, and Jordy Nelson. C.J. Anderson for the Broncos, blue parallel to 199. There's a little Juju refractor, Nathan Peterman, Phillip Rivers, Jamie Collins. And we may as well just pick this stack up because here comes Joe Flacco off the top in the gold parallel, number 210 for the Ravens. Followed by Kelvin Benjamin for the Panthers to 275, orange parallel. Charles Harris, Chris Carson, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees. Willie Snead for the Saints to 149. Marcus May, Jonathan Allen, Cole Beasley, Ted Ginn Jr. Another Pat Mahomes Instant Impact insert. Adam Shaheen for the Bears to 275. Jamal Williams, Tre'Davious White, Zach Ertz, and Antonio Brown. Gotta once again move our base off to the side here. And then we're getting ready to bust into box number 3. So this will be this is box 3 right here of 6. We've been through 2 or 3. We've been through 3, I guess, right? Yeah. So this has to be 4, right? Wait a minute. What box number is this? So there's a box. There's a box. So we've done 3. This is box 4. Good grief. Okay. Lost track. Yeah, the last time I sent a card into Panini to have it replaced, because it was just like absurd. It was so miscut. It was, do you guys remember what the cards used to look like in maybe like the 70s? And you would get a card that was so miscut that, I mean, you'd have an inch of margin on one side and like that much margin on the other side. It was cut like that. It was cut like a card from the 70s. And I was just like, oh, that is too much even for me. So I did send it in to have it replaced. And, oh my gosh, it was probably 4 or 5 months before they sent me the card back. I was like, holy Moses. And it wasn't autographed even. But it was a card that, you know, it was a parallel that I wanted. So I sent it. I can't even imagine if I needed to wait for it to be autographed. I'd probably be 20 years. I mean, not really, but they're not known for being super fast at Panini. I mean, I'm still waiting on Ezekiel Elliott rookie card autographs that have been sent in since like maybe December, early part of January, something like that. And I know they're out because, you know, you see other people selling them. So they're out in the wild, but for whatever reason, they haven't processed my redemption. So I'm going to have to track somebody down about that pretty soon. I've got probably, I don't know, maybe a dozen redemptions in there right now that have been sitting for 5 or 6 months. Enough time that I'm probably just going to say, have to, you know, ring their bell a little bit and say, hey, where's my stuff? Or in some cases, I'll just substitute, depending on who it is. Hunter Henry. Never gotten any of my Hunter Henry redemptions from his rookie year. Never gotten my Joey Bosa from his rookie year. Danny Woodhead to 75 for the Ravens. Dede Westbrook, Cooper Kupp, Jared Goff, John Brown. Charles Clay for the Bills in our orange parallel to 275. Brad Kaya, Marlon Mack, Devontae Parker, Brian Hoyer. Brashad Perryman for the Ravens. Been a lot of Raven stuff coming out tonight, right? To 199. I mean, a lot of parallels anyway, not signatures necessarily, but a ton of parallels. TJ Watt, rookie refractor. Deonta Foreman, Jameis Winston, Todd Gurley. Instant Impact, O.J. Howard for the Bucks. I think the Bucks got an excellent draft pick with O.J. Howard. Surprised he went as far down as he did. Deonta Foreman for the Texans to 275, orange parallel. I'm guessing, what is that? That's maybe just, I guess that's a piece of like dirt on the field or something in the picture. See that little brown spot in there for a minute? I thought it was something on the card, but now I think maybe it's in the picture. Marlon Humphrey, Deshaun Kaiser, Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill. Oh, redemption. Boo. That means it replaced a hit. Elijah McGuire, Buda Baker, Philip Dorsett, Spencer Ware. So the redemption, we will send that off via random to one of you at the end of the break. That means one of our hits out of this box is gone, because that's what Panini does. They don't just add rewards points in and make it an extra. They take something away and give you that crappy substitution. That is numbered to 99 on the Malik Hooker in the green scope parallel. Malachi Dupree, Isaiah Ford, Kirk Cousins, Jared Cook. You had a Favre auto jersey numbered to 4 with a chunk out on the side, sent it in. They wanted to give you a replacement card, and then they sent the card back. Oh, and you traded it for $600 in cards. Wow. So they were going to replace it with not the same card? You're saying they were going to give you like an entirely different card, not another Brett Favre? Yeah, if that were the case, I would have done the same thing. I mean, normally when they replace it, you know, they destroy the original and they reprint a card with the exact same number that looks the same and just isn't damaged, and then they add the autograph or the signature sticker. That's the 275 for the Jets. And, you know, you basically get what looks like the same card back, obviously different because they've made a new one. But, yeah, if they were going to give you a totally different player, I don't blame you. Takarist McKinley, Gerald Everett, Julio Jones, Mohamed Sanu. Yeah, I mean, I know they always say something comparable, but, you know, honestly, sometimes their idea of comparable value and my idea of comparable value are different. Terry Bradshaw. Although in their defense, at other times, they have given me what I would perceive to be more value than the cards I relinquish. But there's also times when they've given what I think is less value. Big Ben to 149 for the Steelers. Supposedly it is based on value. That's how they decide what your substitution is going to be. They look up the current value of the card that they don't have to give you from the redemption, and then they're supposed to, you know, give you a card of the same value. Myles Garrett, Evan Ingram, Delaney Walker, Dante Moncrief. Like, for instance, I had a Kobe Bryant, would have been an on-card autograph numbered to 25 from 2012. Tyreek Hill, and they didn't have it. So they did send me another Kobe Bryant. It was also an on-card auto, and it was also numbered to 25, but it was from a different card series, and it had like 70% of the value of the card that I didn't get. So I lost about 30% of the value, even though they were both Kobe Bryants. And the Kobe Bryant they sent me, the signature was smeared. So, you know, not great to grade either. Pat Mahomes to 199. Joe Mixon, Leonard Fournette, Emmanuel Sanders, Brandon Marshall. So you kind of never know what you're going to get over there, is my point, when you sub things out. Sometimes it's more than you expect, and sometimes it is less than you expect. Fran Tarkenton for the Vikings. But I guess we probably should just be glad they're willing to switch them out at all, because I guess, you know, especially on expired stuff, they could tell us just to stick it. That's to 149 on the Rodney Adams. Tease Tabor, Gerard Davis, Charles Clay, DeAndre Hopkins. D.D. Westbrook, I knew we'd find him. D.D. Westbrook to 75 for the Jags in the purple cracked ice variation. And why couldn't that have been Leonard Fournette? That's what I'm saying, and that's definitely what the person who has the Jags is saying. Marshawn Lattimore, Corey Davis, Carson Palmer, Paul Perkins. Drew Brees, blue parallel to 199. Chesson, C.J. Beathard, Eddie Lacy. I'm still not used to seeing Eddie Lacy as a Seahawk. Latavius Murray, who I'm also not used to seeing as a Viking. I mean, I'm just always going to think of Eddie Lacy as Packer. It's just how it is. Just like it's, you know, I think of Latavius Murray as a Raider. And then Adrian Peterson. I mean, he's always going to be a Viking, right? And then they barely got his cards printed with him in a Saints uniform before he was out the door on his way to the Cardinals. So, yeah, that's interesting for him. I'm sure we'll have cards in the next, somewhere in the next couple of card series. They probably will have managed to get it swapped out and have him in his Cardinals uniform. But for the time being, we're going to see him as a Saint. There's really not like a ton of cards in each one of these boxes, but yet it seems like there is, doesn't it? I think it's probably just because there's so many parallels it seems like that you're getting like a higher number of cards just because there's more to talk about, I guess. Oh, man, bottom of the 8th, and it's 5-3 Houston. I saw that, I saw they had to yank Darvish in the 2nd inning. Good grief, 6 hits and 4 runs. What is up with that? And that's the one thing, man. Dodgers have had good pitching for a while now. And for that to be their downfall, I mean, that's bad. And back at Minute Maid Park, ooh, you do not want to drop another game up there, but I think they're about to. They're going to be in the hole, and I'm not sure they're going to come out. My little Dodgers. Emmitt Smith. Of course, you guys know I'm a Reds fan as a whole, but I do like the Dodgers. I lived out there for a while, and I'm a Dodgers fan too, to a certain extent. That's to 275. But of course, I also have a little fondness for the Astros because of Jose Altuve, who played here in our single A team, the Lexington Legends. D.D. Westbrook, Cooper Kupp, Andy Dalton, and Brian, for the Titans. Because the Legends used to be affiliated with the Astros. We're affiliated with the Royals now, so. In the first Prism, of course, that was the first off the line. So one of our autographs in each of those boxes was in that bronze parallel, which those are, they weren't numbered, but they're all very low prints. So, you know, I'm not really sure what that's going to be like value-wise till some of them get out into the market. Taylor Gabriel to 275. But we definitely, we had some nice little bronze hits out of the first off the line. Brad Kaya, Marlon Mack, Willie Snead, Tyler Eifert. But I don't remember exactly which players it was. We did have a Steeler. It might have been Josh Dobbs, but I'm not 100% sure. That's to 199 for the Bears. TJ Watt, Deonta Foreman, Bruce Ellington. Hey, James Harrison. Yeah, I am not really good about retaining stuff from past breaks. I'm not even great about retaining stuff from current breaks because there's so many cards I look at in any given day, not only from the break itself, but from sorting. Chesson, Beathard, Treadwell, Martin. I do know we have a redemption. I laid it down there on the table. We're going to go back to it in a minute. Another one of our stupid advertising cards. Yeah, I'm making you wait. I know. Ryan Tannehill to 75 in the purple cracked ice for the Dolphins. Joe Mixon, Leonard Fournette, Torrey Smith, James White. Oh, Dan, you're thinking that that redemption is going to be Fournette or McCaffrey? I don't know. Well, I do know because I can read it from here. But I'm keeping you in suspense. I know, that's so wrong. It's so wrong. Chris Carson for the Seahawks to 149. Marshawn Lattimore, Corey Davis, Terrell Pryor, Robert Kelly. Jadeveon Clowney to 275. You know what I think we're not getting this year from Panini? Prime signatures, because we should have seen it by now. Marlon Humphrey, Deshaun Kaiser, Delaney Walker, and Bobby Wagner. Because that should have been out like in the spring. Prime signatures should have been. I mean, right around, well, maybe not the, yeah, I think about the spring. Because it's usually right around draft time or thereabouts. And then there would be Donruss signatures later in the year. I don't know if we're going to get either one this year. MVP, John Elway insert for the Broncos. And the other thing I haven't seen a solicitation for is Playbook. Chad Hansen for the Jets. And I like Prime Signatures and I like Playbook. And I would have probably rather had either one of those over some of the other things we've had this year. Tackerist McKinley, Gerald Everett, Jared Goff, Derek Carr. Who's your cousin? Oh, Chad Hansen is your cousin? For real? Well, that's cool. One of my really good friends, her cousin plays for the Vikings. Defensive player, Harrison Smith. He's quite good, too. Corey Davis. But that's the only person that I know who has a relative in the NFL currently. Sam J. Pirine to 199 for the Redskins. Oh, he's really not your cousin. Oh, okay. Well, that really is her cousin. Harrison Smith actually is her cousin. Elijah McGuire, Buda Baker, Emmanuel Sanders, and Tyrod Taylor. In fact, she and some other family members were at a Vikings game a couple weeks ago down on the sidelines. Harrison hooked them up. Kyle Williams to 149. She got him to sign some cards for me. Myles Garrett, Evan Ingram, Odell Beckham Jr., and Zach Miller. Antonio Gates in our blue parallel to 199. I did say 199, didn't it? Yes. Malachi Dupree, Isaiah Ford, and Devontae Parker. Dion Lewis, Patriots. Yeah, Harrison is an excellent player. You know, defensive players, as you know, don't usually get the same level of love unless they're exceptional, like J.J. Watt. So not as many people probably know Harrison as they do the offensive players. Cordrea Tankersley for the Dolphins in the red parallel, and that was to 49 if I didn't say that a second ago, which I might not have. Tease Tabor, Gerard Davis, Jameis Winston, Sheldon Richardson. And here's the redemption. It is O.J. Howard for the Buccaneers. But you know I will still go to the checklist and we'll verify that. But I think we can all agree O.J. Howard's going to be a Buccaneer. But the other thing the checklist will tell us if it is a numbered edition or an open edition. And if it's numbered, it'll tell us what it should be numbered to. So we'll do that at the end of the break, along with our Panini Rewards point that we'll have to give out via random because it replaced one of our hits. And aren't you guys proud of me for not going off on my giant rant about how much I hate that? I've really done well to not do that today. Trying very hard. Oh, you're right. We haven't seen Deshaun Watson yet. You're absolutely right. We haven't seen even a base, have we, of Deshaun Watson go by? Or, well, I guess we could have seen base, but we haven't seen a refractor for sure, or a signature. I don't know if we saw base. I don't really retain for sure what we see in base. Top of the ninth, still 5-3. Holy Moses. Man, if Dodgers lose this one, they're in some deep waters. You know, once the Astros found their footing in that last game before last against the Yankees, because, you know, their offense had been pretty quiet, honestly. all through the postseason, and then all of a sudden they came to life, and buddy, they have not really slowed down since. So, Dodgers better step it up. So, Nathan, we haven't seen any base either. Oh, that is unusual that there's not even a regular base in there for him. And truthfully, I've pulled a fair amount of Deshaun Watson recently, and I pulled a ton of Deshaun Watson out of Phoenix. Like, a lot of Deshaun Watson out of Phoenix. Actually, out of most things, there's been a decent amount of Deshaun Watson. Maybe we'll come across him in here, hopefully. Shelton Gibson, 210. Nice low number for the Eagles with our gold parallel. And if anybody wants a one-touch for anything, I think I forgot to say this earlier, always happy to accommodate, just at my cost for the case and the PayPal fees. Usually ends up being around $3. Send me a message on eBay if you want one. Robert Davis, Chad Hansen, Laquan Treadwell, Corey Coleman. Patrick Peterson for the Cardinals, our orange parallel to 275. Yeah, I didn't open any unparalleled this year. I didn't buy any unparalleled. You know, I might somewhere down the road, but I didn't up to this point. Chad Kelly, and I'm wondering if that's a short print. Is that, guys? Is that a short print? I'm going to put it in the sleeve because it might be, but I'm not 100% sure. It's definitely a refractor, possibly a short print. O.J. Howard, Vance McDonald, Justin Houston. And Phoenix, I like Phoenix, but I am not opening any more anytime soon because I lost a lot of money on both cases of Phoenix that I opened, like a lot, several hundred on both cases. That's to 149, Derek Carr for the Raiders. So unless and until the price comes way down on Phoenix or the bidding interest goes way up, I won't be buying any more of that. Davis Webb, Curtis Samuel, Derrick Henry, Matt Forte. Todd Gurley, green scope for the Rams, numbered 299. Malik Hooker, Jamal Adams, Odell Beckham Jr., and Marcus Mariota. Nathan Peterman, that is to 75 for the Bills in our purple cracked ice variation. John Ross, Donnell Pumphrey, Willie Snead, Paul, forget it, Paul. And I've heard his name pronounced lots of times, but yeah, I can't spit that out. Todd Gurley for the Rams again. This is to 275 in our orange parallel. TJ Logan, Amara Darbaugh. So there is Darbaugh finally showing up, but, you know, I know you want him in a hit. I know you're looking for a signature. Bruce Ellington, Michael Thomas. But at least we found a refractor anyway. It's really kind of unusual. I mean, I do pull him a crazy amount, Darbaugh. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, Illumination insert. I see Buda Baker in behind there for the Cardinals. Orange parallel to 275. Elijah Hood, D'Angelo Yancey, Terrell Pryor, Theo Riddick. Another Hall of Famer for the Dolphins. Raquan McMillan to 49, red parallel Dolphins. I see a little Josh Dobbs refractor. Hi, Josh Dobbs. That might be, well, we're missing James Conner. We haven't seen James Conner yet for the Steelers. Jonnu Smith and Jamison Crowder. I'm talking about in the refractor, obviously. Deshaun Jackson. A little Antonio Brown, blue parallel to 199 for my Steelers. Shelton Gibson, Mac Hollins, Patrick Peterson, Darius Hayward-Bay. There's one you don't see very often. Patrick Peterson, Cardinals, green scope to 99. Kevin King for the Pack, Chad Williams, Cardinals. LeGarrette Blount, Melvin Gordon. Derek Barnett. Doesn't it seem like the Eagles have had a lot of hits in here tonight? Or is it just me? It seems like they have. We'll find out, I guess, when we recap it. But it seems like I've said the Eagles a lot. Aaron Jones for the Pack. I was hoping we'd find his signature in here tonight. Torrey Smith. Malik McDowell went by a second ago. Golden Tate. Dalvin Cook. Rookie introductions. Didn't we have, who was our other rookie introduction? Oh, it was Deonta Foreman. It wasn't Deshaun Watson. It was Deonta Foreman. Chris Godwin for the Bucks to 149. Jabril Peppers. Dalvin Cook. Andy Dalton. Jeremy Maclin. All right, so we have got a couple of things to do here. The first thing that we're going to need to do is, well, you know what? I may as well do our redemption first and get that out of the way. I mean, we know O.J. Howard is a Buccaneer, but you know I'm going to go to the checklist, so let's just get that knocked out. If you haven't ever been there, PaniniAmerica.net is the Panini website. I'm sure most of you have had redemptions, so you've probably been there before. But they do have the checklist on there for, I think, everything from, like, gosh, it's, I think maybe back to 2009, 2010. Like, there's a lot of checklists on there. A nice little drop-down menu if you ever want to reference that. Rookie Patch Autographs Prizm. Oh, I just realized that. That says Rookie Patch. I didn't even realize that was an RPA until just now. Oh, I wasn't even thinking about that. Well, that is awesome. That's going to be a very cool hit for the Bucks. And it's going to be numbered to 99. Yeah, that didn't even register with me. And, you know, you're just so used to seeing RPA. And then but not in Prizm. We don't pull RPAs in Prizm all that often. So, cool. Cool, cool. All right. So, let's deal with this, too. We got to get this bad boy out of here. This is going to have to go via random. And, oh, something came up here in the chat here. Let's see this. Oh, Floyd, you just hit a Watson RPA in another break. Nice. And Nathan, I'm sorry you did not have a good night, man. I mean, sometimes that is not fun. I'm sorry about that. And yeah, that is, some nights are like that, and it is, I mean, I buy into people's breaks too, so I feel your pain. I definitely have had nights like that, and you're just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe. And sometimes, at least for me, sometimes I get on those little spells and it might last that way for a while, but then when I come out of it, I hit something amazing, you know, and then you just kind of start rolling all over again. But I've definitely had little slumps myself and it blows, so I'm sorry we didn't find anything good for you tonight. All right, let's scroll up through here. You can see all of our teams are in there. I'm going to hit random just one time because we've got, 32 entries in here. I think once is sufficient. And whoever's on top after we hit random is going to take home that 150-point Panini reward card, and it comes up as Oakland Raiders. So that is headed to the Raiders. And I really probably should have written that in black instead of pink because that didn't show up too well. But anyway, so Raiders there. Bucks on our RPA redemption with the O.J. Howard. Nice little hit. I didn't even notice it was RPA when we pulled it originally. And then we'll recap our other hits here. Derek Barnett, Nathan Peterman, Shelton Gibson. That one nice low number to 10. Quarter 8, Tankersley, Hanson, Westbrook, Hooker. This is the one that has the weird, this is the one that got caught in the crimping machine, when they were crimping the wrapper. So Sidney Jones, unfortunately, with some damage right out of the pack. Curtis Samuel, Chris Godwin, Solomon Thomas, Donnell Pumphrey, Tariq Cohen, Jordan Leggett, Juju Smith-Schuster, and Curtis Samuel. So those are our hits. Do you guys want to see? Oh, the Astros won. Okay. Oh, well. If you guys want to see the color, we can. If you don't, we won't. If you want to, jump into chat and let me know. And as always, I appreciate everybody breaking with me. Bidding, breaking, keeping me company in chat. All that stuff is much appreciated. I hope I'll see you again on another break. Normally, I break every night or just about every night. Of course, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to break through Sunday, and then I'm going to take, probably 6-7 days. I won't break. I'll have listings that'll go back up, but we won't actually break again for probably about a week or so, and then we'll get right back at it. So always have lots of fun stuff on tap. And, of course, obviously still some stuff breaking Saturday and Sunday, some basketball and baseball, maybe a little more football. And I didn't see anybody jump in and say they wanted to review the color, so I believe we are probably good to go for tonight. Enjoy the weekend, guys. Hope I will see you again soon. Look for this stuff to ship out on or about Tuesday, somewhere in that range, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, as soon as I can get it to you. And thank you very much. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.